Hello everyone and welcome to Guru Squad. My name is Ahmed. I'm going to be showing you today how to use GS RichCopy 360 Enterprise version utilizing the TCP copy method. Basically, when you first purchase or download GS RichCopy 360 Enterprise, you've got two different installation packages. You've got one that gets installed on the client side, and you've got the other one that gets installed on the destination side, which is your destination server or where you want to copy the data to. Once you install the client side, this is what you're going to end up with. A very easy single pane of glass GUI that shows you your jobs that are listed. We're going to go ahead and configure a new job to use the TCP method. So click on New. I'm going to select the expert mode. On here, we're going to give it a data job name. So we're going to give it just a logical name. Data set using TCP demo. On the source side, I could either type in the source where I want to copy data from, or I could browse. So I'm going to go ahead and browse it. It's on the G drive, and I'm going to go ahead and select data and click OK. Do I want to copy a root folder? Basically, do I want to create the root folder data, or do I just want to copy the content of it? I'm just going to go ahead and select copy root, select the TCP instead of normal. This is very important. This basically specifies that you're going to be sending data across a specific port, which is your default port 8008. On here, you get the job serial. Basically, the job serial number is all what you need to associate this job with the destination server, the RTA, which stands for Remote Transfer Agent. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to copy it to my clipboard, so that way when I go to the destination server I can paste it. And then I click on Configure Remote Transfer Agent. Here I specify the name and the location of where I'm sending the data to, or the name of the server. It could be just the NetBIOS name, like the name of the server, short name, or it could be the FQDN if I have an FQDN that I would like to use, or it could be just an IP address. It doesn't matter. So on here I'm just going to put in the NetBIOS name, which is XA3. I'm using port 8008. The block size, we're basically going to be sending 10 megabytes. For every file that we're sending out, we're sending it in 10 megabyte blocks. Byte level replicator, we'll have another video to talk about this, but in a nutshell, what a byte level replicator does is, let's say you've got a file that you've already copied over to the destination side. Let's say it's 1 gigabyte, and that file gets modified on the source, just a small modification. With normal copying software, it would basically have to resend the entire 1 gigabyte file over to the destination because of even a small change. Where with our technology, GS RichCopy 360 Enterprise, what it can do is it will detect that these two files are pretty much the same, except they've got some minor changes on the source side. So what it will do is it will perform a byte level comparison between the two, and then whichever blocks are different, then it's going to send over those blocks only. So out of a 1 gigabyte file, you might have 1 meg change, so it will only send over a wire, just a 1 meg block. In that case, it would be a 10 meg block, because we're doing it in 10 meg block levels. This is very ideal when you're working with over WAN links or slow connections, or a site-to-site VPN. In such cases, bandwidth can be very important, so we don't want to suck it all up by sending large files over if we don't have to. And then we move on to the next one, which is encryption. If you want to use encryption, very simple. Just type in the encryption key, encryption passphrase. This is basically picking up the default encryption key that I specified in the configuration. All right. After we're done here, we can click on. We could use compression. By default, it's being used. This is basically using compression LZ4 algorithm, which is pretty much the fastest as of these dates, and gives you the most compression ratio. If you click test, This will check to make sure the destination side already has the RTA agent installed on it and listening on port 8008. So in that case, I click OK, and I'm done here. Now I'm going to have to go to that RTA server, which is the destination server, to paste the job serial, which we copy to the clipboard. So I'm going to go jump over to the second machine. Alright, so this is the RTA. Basically, I double clicked on the RTA icon right here. It opens up. I want to create a new job that I can receive from. So this is an RTA job configuration. Give it a name, whatever name I want. Just make sure it's something logical that you will know. From VM3, whichever description I want. Important part is I specify a job serial so that I copy the job serial from the original machine. I want to send it to y:\data test. I'm not using encryption. If I was using encryption, then I would check the box and type in the encryption data, whether I'm using 128 or 256. Sync poisoning, we'll have a video on that, but what sync poisoning does is if the source sends over data that gets modified on the destination side, so the destination already had an outdated version of those files, it will not just delete those files. On the destination side, it will be moved over to the backup location. So in the event this was an accidental deletion or something, you have a backup location of the last version. We have the job enabled. We click Save. Now we've got a job that's ready to receive. So now we go back here. We've got a thread of 4. If you wanted to change the thread methods, we could go ahead and do that here. Click Save. Now I'm going to go ahead and trigger the job. I'm going to click Start. I can click here to see the progress. We already see that it's starting to send files. We've already sent over 285 files, 177 megabyte total size. And it got copied over. Job is successful. The thread's completed as you saw it. And that's it. That's how we copy over data through a TCP method. I hope this was very informative for you, and thank you very much for viewing.